Ginger bite me.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Or he's got
Yeah,
like
let Ginger bite
he
me.
has to eat a ghost
He does it all the
pepper
time anyway.
Okay,
or
that's a good
something
one.
like
yeah,
that.
That's a good one.
Something we can film on here
Yeah.
that he can do.
Yeah, those are really
That
good,
doesn't
Fernando.
permanently
If you've
damage
never had
him.
one of those, fantastic.
It's like a soda pop.
It's an IPA.
Oh no, it's
No,
a
it's a
beer,
beer.
and it's a tough one. It's gonna pucker your.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what they're there for.
Pucker up, buttercup.
You're either gonna like that
We
a
are-
lot or go, this is the worst
we're
shit I've ever put
recording
in
now?
my mouth.
All this is being recorded.
Great.
Oh, all this is being recorded,
sorry.
so we're in it.
All
I guess we're casting pod now.
Segue.
Segue.
Have you recorded the official intro?
I'll ask questions. No, I have not, and we may do that today, and we may record all of our little intros, like Mike, Big Dog Bauer.
I'd wait until we get the cocaine to do the official recordings.
All
Just
right.
makes it
Really
pop.
great to be here, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Got cotton mouth.
All right. Well, let's meet everybody again.
I got shit.
We're in our show. We've been in our show, I guess, now for the past 5 minutes or so.
Solid.
So on the Who question this week, we got Michael Big Dog Bauer, and it's
good to
wonderful to have Mike
We got
back,
the full pound.
back from the dead.
Got the full pound here.
I guess we were mistaked. Yeah, the full pound is here. All the dogs are here. I guess we were mistaken. He was not in a sponge bath accident last week.
Oh, I was.
You were in a
This,
sponge bath.
this is affirmative.
Let's hear about that.
I was resuscitated.
Okay.
Recess.
Yes.
All right, good to know. Well, welcome back, Mike.
Mouth to mouth can do wonders.
Looking forward to your answer.
I am looking forward to disappointing you.
Oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to be disappointed.
ATM.
It's why I'm here.
All right. Well, then after the what question this week goes to none other but RMFJ. RMFJ, welcome back.
Did I really have the what question?
Who? What?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It is the what question.
I hope
Sorry.
so.
Yeah. That's the what question.
I'm supposed to disappoint
Come
him.
on, motherfucker.
I'm finding out it doesn't matter what question to ask Roger. He's going to have a great answer for it. So if
don't
it was
think
what,
so,
where,
Faz.
how.
It doesn't
Don't
matter.
get your hopes too high.
Okay. On the where question, we got Brad, OG Champ Keepers. Welcome
Hello.
back. Welcome back, Brad.
I would have been here 15 minutes earlier, but I shit myself on my way out the door.
Really?
I did.
Man.
You know, that's one of the.
I did.
That's going to be spoiler alert. That's one of the future questions that I have. Is when is the last time you soiled yourself? So
About
maybe
15 minutes.
we already know Brad's answer, so hopefully he doesn't get that
won't
one.
get
So I was the last to show up.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
All
tough.
right. The when question again goes to Kevin C. Dog
hell
Wilcox.
yeah.
I think he just
C-Dog.
answered when so well last week. No, actually, I made a mistake.
Thank you.
But Kevin, I think, has handled it. He's got looks like a spiral notebook there full of
I'm
expertise.
ready for you.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right,
Nice
and then
to be
the
back.
how. The how question goes to Ricky Cool Breeze Grassy. Welcome back, Ricky.
Got it on lock. I'm
What's up,
ready.
Rick?
Ready for this one.
Ricky's got all this stuff just on memory, just ready to go.
Just on
Yeah.
tap.
It's you don't really try very hard for the show.
Can you tell?
It's like you
Should I
just
try
don't.
harder?
You don't need to. Is what I'm.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I give it about a good 15 minutes on the ride here. Think about it. That's
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Oh really? No, I've put like I'm in the shower thinking of shit,
Yeah,
or when I'm
that's the
going to
best.
bed I'm thinking
Yeah.
of shit.
I haven't slept
and
in
then I
3
think
weeks.
of too much shit, and then I'm like I'm going to write some shit down, and here I am, and I still know what the hell.
You
I'm
would have had a
saying.
demonstration. I thought.
I
like,
know
for
it
this
was going to be great.
And man,
if it would have worked out, it would
That
have
sounded
killed.
good.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we'll talk about it
Yeah.
when we get in there. All right. So we'll start with my story. Oh, let me introduce our special guest. How could I forget? The one and only Justin Red Dog McKnight.
guest puzzler.
Welcome back, Justin.
Your name here.
What?
Thank you for having
What
me.
pants you got on today, bud?
Yeah, what pants
Yeah,
you
what are you
wearing? This
wearing?
is like a thing now.
I got the nudes.
Oh, I
The
thought
nudes on.
you meant something else.
The nudes.
The nudes,
The nudes.
Yeah, the nudes.
Like
the nudes.
noodles?
Noodles?
Oh, okay.
like pasta.
Pasta nudes. Yeah, pasta. Hey, pasta.
How's the puzzling?
It's puzzling.
It's puzzling. It's like you got
It's
2 or
puzzling.
3 pieces there put
I'm-
together.
Yeah, about 10.
That's 2 hours of solid puzzle
Sick.
work.
Is purple your favorite color?
Oh, that's the question.
So it's starting
Is
to-
purple your favorite color? Mike wants to know.
It is.
'Cause it
is
looks like you're
starting to
just
trend towards me.
Collecting
Purple
purples.
is coming my way.
All right.
Interesting
Yeah,
strategy.
he's never going to finish this fucking puzzle.
No,
Whatever the punishment is, just get prepared.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
Think
not gonna
about
happen.
it.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening either.
It's inevitable.
And
I'll love it.
he is doing the honor system. He's not working on it
Yeah.
after show, pre-show.
Try to
Do
cheat
not
harder.
touch after show.
Mike's taking pictures of your puzzle.
But it's a hard
So
puzzle.
he
You
knows.
remember him showing us the box?
Oh, yeah.
1,000
There ain't
pieces.
no way.
Yeah.
He should have picked an easier puzzle.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, so moving on to our story. My first story is a little bit of a somber story. It has to do with surgery. However, I wasn't called in at 3 a.m, but I did have to do this case because I was on call. But that's irrelevant. Apparently, this guy was out skiing. This is the only time I've ever seen anybody die actually on the OR. Typically, if people are going to die from a traumatic injury, it's in the recovery room after, because in the OR they're on the machine, they're breathing for you, and everything like that. So this guy was out skiing, and I guess this was a thing or is a thing where they ski and they throw footballs back and forth to each other and they catch them. Living in Florida, I don't really know, but I did live in Colorado for a little while, and apparently this guy was trying to catch a football and hit a tree.
I've never seen it.
And cracked his liver in like 4 places.
Whoa.
So he gets into they rush him into the operating room, ski him pretty much right into the ER, put him in the little toboggan thing, ski him into the ER, right up to the OR. We get him in there, we prep him, we open him up, and it's just belly's full of blood. It just freaking explodes all over.
Oh, God.
You've never seen so much blood everywhere, on the ceiling all over us, and we're trying to suction it out. We got the cell saver device where you suction the people's blood, they spin it, they give it back to them, kind of thing. And we couldn't suck this shit out fast enough, and this guy's just bleeding and bleeding. And I'm trying to hold this guy's liver, which is in like 4 pieces together, so they can kind of sew it, find the hepatic artery, hepatic vein, portal vein, all that, and try to sew it all together. And at some point, we're in there for like 2.5 hours working on this guy, and all this clear liquid starts coming out of his veins. Like the IV fluid started coming out of this guy. We couldn't spin the blood fast enough to give it back to him. We couldn't put in new blood that was donated back into the guy. So he ended up dying right on the table.
That's the only death you've seen
And
on
that's
the OR?
in the OR. That's the only one I've seen. I've heard of other people going to the recovery room. They throw a clot or something and they die. And but this guy, was just laying there. We had to leave all the IVs tied to him, all the hoses into him. And
How old
the
the cat?
coroner came in. He was probably 56, 57 years old.
All right, so
And I just remember looking at this dead guy. I'm like, man, that guy's dead. Like normally when you're operating on people, for me, it's just like, this is a hunk of meat. This is the problem. We have to fix the problem. You don't really think too much about, their real lives. Like this guy was on vacation with his family, having a great time. Next minute, bam, dead.
yeah, it's funny when I got out of EMS and started nursing, I didn't see dead bodies. I'd
It's-
see like one a week for years.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It was like, oh, this is a real life for people.
Yeah.
It's my Tuesday, but it's the worst day of your life. You know,
Yeah.
kinda.
Sorry to start off so somber,
Yeah,
but I
wow,
just
that's
thought
crazy.
my dream is a little bit somber too. Just spoiler alert, but I am in a good mood. I'm in good spirits, so it's good to be here. Moving on to Mike. Mike, what is your story?
Side note on your story,
Yeah.
if I had to die, I would prefer to die on vacation.
That's
I
a-
think
that's
that's
a
really
good point.
awesome. Like,
He
not
was
at work.
That's an
he was
uplifting
happy
take. Yeah.
before he hit that tree. He
Right.
probably made a terrific catch.
Yeah, I was
with
going
that
to say, did he
football.
catch the ball?
Yeah, dude.
And
You
he's
better
like, dude, this is awesome, and then bam.
Caught the hell out of it.
sacrificing your body, literally.
He wakes up on the OR table. Did I
I-
score?
And I think that's how Sonny Bono died too. Was
Yeah, he
he
did
hit
hit a tree.
hit a tree catching a football. So I don't know. It's like
Also, who else? Liam Neeson's wife died that way too.
Oh, that's right.
okay.
That's
Hit a
right.
tree.
Skiing?
Michael Schumacher.
I better be skiing
Right.
or
he like probably hit a stone or something.
Same,
I
he was
think-
skiing.
but
though,
he was
right?
skiing
Yeah,
off
yeah.
piste. Yeah.
skiing or balls deep. I mean, it's the only 2 ways to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Sorry, Mike,
So-
to cut off your story.
My stories brings me much joy, and it is something I've recently experienced while at work, kind of following the medical field, and was having a unfortunate patient experience. Kind of knew it was gonna go south. We were gonna have to start compressions on this lady. It was anticipated, and standing at my left side, I find one of a gentleman that I consider a very good friend of mine. His name is Dan, and Dan's a young buck. Dan's young 20s, never done this before. He went to school with me, actually, so I've seen him go from nothing to here we are, hand in hand, about to do the real deal. Nice. And so we start doing compressions on this lady. And I see, we're about 5th in line. I see people going out in front of him. And I see he's next. Here I am, I've been in the field 10 years, and I look at the guy in front of him. This guy's not doing it. This dude's bending arms, doing all this kind of weird stuff. So I slide in right behind Dan, get in his ear. And I go, all right, man, you're next. Here's the deal. Lock those arms, get on
Rock
top.
from the waist.
Here's boom, boom, boom. Like that's it. You're going to get excited. Just stay on pace. Da-da-da. Now it's my boy's turn. When I say I've never felt this much pride for another human being in my life. I don't have children, but I imagine this is what it feels like.
Okay.
If she was wearing shoes, they would have gone flying off. This dude jumps on this lady and starts doing CPR, and her legs start flying in the air.
Wow.
The doctor stops and goes, all of you need to stop and take notes. This is how you do it. There was like 14 of us rotating
And you're
through.
like, this can't be right.
Dude,
And all of a sudden,
I've never thought this about him before, but I looked and I went, whoever this dude marries, like, dude, this guy, this dude was putting in work. I am stronger and more experienced than him. And then I followed him. I was I could not recreate what he was doing.
Man.
It was beautiful. He comes around for a second round. The dude stops us again and goes, seriously, though, all of you who have been here for years and years and years, look at this guy. It was his first time.
this is
And,
because of your correction, you think?
I
Beginner's
would like
luck.
to take some credit
He
on
got
it.
some more mechanical
I would,
advantage.
But he,
I got to wait. So there's 14 people in line waiting to do CPR
we
on this
worked-
cat, and everybody's taking a turn.
Is this
We-
a story
we-
about work or a gangbang?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll ask the
Wait a
questions.
minute.
Is this a story about work?
Yeah,
or
because I was in EMS for a long time, and I never had to have 14 people help me. Maybe a
CPR
couple
or
firefighter guys, but
DP?
that's
Yeah.
it.
there was legitimately 8 of us doing compressions. We
Taking turns.
taking turns.
Wow.
We this was
How
like
long
a
this
40
code
minutes.
lasts?
40 minutes.
That's it?
It was nonstop.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Roger's not
With that level
I'm
of
not impressed.
with that
Roger's
level
not
of
in
rigor, though,
Yeah, when
that
you-
guy kind of set the bar.
when
and
you're
every-
slamming that hard, you're not going for a whole minute.
That's what I tell my wife. Come on, baby. You said faster and
You said
harder.
hard. You said you wanted it.
That's my sad / most joyous moment.
did they make it?
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
I don't know what maybe like kind of halfway. No.
Yeah.
You can
Well, you
kind
guys-
of make it.
This is the level of dedication, though. Like,
I just picture this woman's legs fucking
Dude,
flopping.
I'm telling you, if she had shoes on,
Damn.
they would have
They'd be-
shot
they'd be
like a
gone.
22 off of it. Dude,
Was she hot?
Bryce will ask the question.
I'll ask the question. I was like stunned. I'm like,
Is that the line?
I've said-
Where's the line?
I've said enough.
Tell me where the line was.
I'm uncomfortable.
there's no line.
There's no line.
There's no line.
I didn't think so. It's made up.
How old?
60.
60. Yeah.
I think we're getting close enough
Age,
to,
please.
to
Yeah,
all,
was
I'm
good.
not
all the
I-
data.
I
Way
was
around
trying
it?
to think of a way around it. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of one.
Mike's mastered it. I think he's just like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Make
He just make a
statements.
statement. Yeah. It's like a command.
Statement piece.
I like it.
All right. Thanks for your story, Mike.
Yeah.
Roger, what is your story?
Well, I got a sort of a sad story, so I had to put my cat down yesterday. Smokey.
Sorry
R.I.P.
about
Smokey.
that.
Yeah, it's all right, man. It was
R.I.P.
tough. I
Smoke
did. I
Dog.
thought I was going to handle it better than what I did. Smokey found us in 2008. Moved from Oklahoma to Florida. Been a great cat, outside
Okay.
cat. And over the past 6 months or so, she's gotten real skinny, starting to drink a lot of water, peeing everywhere, not in her litter box, almost like she can't climb in it. So I'm like, oh, I think it's time. And Renee's like, I can't clean up cat piss all the time. Yeah, take her in, see what the vet says. So I walk in there, and as I'm going in, I don't have her in a crate. And so I get the looks from all the workers in there. You know, you're supposed to bring your cat in a crate.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't
This
know.
is the worst day of my life. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm here for my cat Smokey. I think it's into life for her. And then they all change their attitude. They're like, oh, okay. The vet tech calls me back into the back and starts pulling up Smokey's records. And she's like, oh, I see Smokey hasn't been here since September of 2022. And she's accusing me.
Like
of
it's your fault.
Yeah, like,
This is why
oh, your
your
cat's,
cat died.
Your cat's almost
Cat-
dead or dying.
cat
and you-
killer.
And you hadn't brought your damn cat in?
That was 8
I'm like,
months
you
ago.
bitch. I know, that's what I said. I said, "Look, she's been here every year.
I haven't been to the doctor.
Yeah,
in 2
so
years.
what? I didn't buy your dewormer heart pill
At
bullshit. for the-
$300 a pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit. The cat's outside, inside cat.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so I was feeling bad, and then the vet comes in. She's like, "Yeah, you know, it could go either way." I said, "Well, do you think it's the right decision?" She said, "Well, I don't think it's a bad decision." I'm like, "Okay, just do it." And then she was like, "Do you want to be with her?" I'm like, "No." And I reached in, I just grabbed her collar, and I walked because I was pissed. And then I'm starting to cry a little bit because I'm losing
Now
my
you're
cat.
gonna
You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking Smokey. Oh, you're a kitty cat, Smokey. That's my story.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Yeah,
Roger.
so it was a shitty day yesterday, and that vet, I was kind of upset. They were like accusatory. Like, what do you mean? You just bring your cat up here to kill it? Well, for $300
It's like,
bucks,
that's what you guys
Yeah.
do.
yeah. If I wasn't afraid to take the 12 gauge and blow her head off. The violence of that, if that wouldn't scar me for life, I'd just do that because it's a lot easier and cheaper.
When I get really sad,
about it.
I just imagine Dan doing CPR, and it makes me really happy.
Man, wish he was around.
Wow.
Yeah,
If he was around it for the cat, that
Yeah,
It-
changed
'cause I-
everything.
that cat
Do you guys have a
would
cat?
be
I
dust.
have 2 cats. He's got 2
I
cats.
have
Sorry.
a cat.
Cat owners.
You're,
on
you're
this
cat
table.
people. I'm not a cat
I'm a
person.
dog
I'm a
person.
dog
I didn't
person.
think I was.
But the cat was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the cat.
It-
I'm just not a
it-
cat person.
I'm
It creeps up on
sorry.
you,
Yeah.
and they get.
I'm
they get it.
sorry. I'm sorry about your cat.
Thank you, Fernando.
That's a real catastrophe.
Smokey.
Yes. Fernando gets a point.
That's a total point for
man.
Fernando.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
I,
it?
I think that highlights working with Fernando.
Nice.
Bring the head of your microphone down.
Man.
The top part.
Top part,
Eat
Yes,
the
sir.
mic.
Eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
eat the mic.
We eat the mic here.
I like this.
Just because you can't hear or
I
see.
approve.
When did we
You
get
can all
see
have
you.
it.
Can't see me, okay.
Because this is on the way.
Because I can talk real loud, fuckers.
We've got fucking
Thank
Ron
you.
Jeremy for a podcast producer over here, no shoes on,
Yeah.
drinking a beer. Yeah. Jesus.
Casting pod like
Love
nobody's
this guy.
business.
Casting pod.
All right. Thanks for the story, Raj. It's a terrible story.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
yeah,
but,
no, I miss Smokey. But now I
yeah.
don't, you know.
All 3 of you have involved death.
I'm sorry about that. I started us off bad.
Not me, Brad.
It's
Don't
okay.
worry.
Mine wasn't about.
We
not
have
me.
nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, Brad, what is your story?
I don't have any like interesting stories. I like to. I'll share something that I
Share.
learned this week.
All right.
So
It's about me.
I learned the University of Maryland recently have come up with, because Maryland is like a crab state, right?
Yeah,
There are
okay.
a lot of crabbers. Well, they've learned to recycle crab byproduct and turn them into batteries.
What?
Yeah, this is real.
Crab batteries?
Are you talking like horseshoe crab?
No, like just regular. old
Okay,
crabs.
I'm sorry.
Like the gills and the shell
Like
and
the shell.
the
It's
legs nobody
specifically
eats?
the shell.
Okay.
So like
Interesting.
it's hard to mine lithium and make those batteries. So this one's called a sodium ion battery,
Okay.
and they're able to use the shells or the zinc within the shell. I thought that was a really
That's
interesting.
pretty crazy.
Right? Yeah, like the University of Maryland
Who
did
thinks
that.
of this? It's
Wow.
like, well, we got these crabs. Can we get
We got
some?
a ton of.
What are we
crab
gonna do with all
byproduct.
those
What can
crab
we do?
parts?
Yeah, so I think invest in crabs, maybe.
That's,
Boys, what do you think?
Expert
Is this a
advice
buy?
from Brad OG Champ
Is this-
Keepers.
is this a
Invest
buy?
in crab.
Yeah,
This makes me
I
itchy.
thought-
Justin Crab.
yeah. I thought that was interesting. That's my.
That's interesting for sure. Yeah.
I saw a little pop up
Brad.
on the internet, I don't know, Yahoo or whatever, and they had all these horseshoe crab lined up and they were draining them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, well, I never read the story. I didn't know what that was about,
They
but
use the blood for something.
Yeah,
medicine
yeah.
or something.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
if only we
Sorry.
could use
Crab blood and
Yeah.
cats
crab
for
power.
batteries.
Yeah.
Cat battery?
Oh, man.
Sorry. There's a commercial where they do that. Have you
Oh, poor Smokey.
There's a commercial where they do that. They take a cat and they pick it up and they drop it because the cat always
Lands on
its
their feet.
Yeah.
So they just keep spinning the cat
Oh,
upside
yeah.
down and it keeps landing on its feet and it generates power.
That's great.
It's actually
See?
you tie buttered toast to a cat because buttered toast always lands down,
Yes.
and so does a cat, and it creates
like
a
a paradox.
perpetual.
Yeah, perpetual energy.
Perpetual motion machine.
It's foolproof.
Biological perpetual motion. Kevin, what's your story?
Well, I got a story about winning a lawsuit. actually.
Nice.
So I was in the Navy, and I had gone from Texas to Mayport. And when I left Texas, I got divorced, so I didn't have anything. I brought my clothes and my tools, my truck, and that was it. So when the ship was getting ready to deploy, because I'd moved on to it, I had decided, I was probably 31, 32, somewhere around there. I'm going to get an apartment when the ship gets back. So, but I need to furnish the apartment. So I went to a popular furniture store in Jacksonville, and I said, "This is what we're thinking about doing. The ship's going to get underway for 6 months. Is there a way I can like get into a contract and say, no interest, no payments?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, 12 months, no interest, no payments, no fees, no nothing for 12 months. So it'll be here. We'll have it ready. You pick out what you want, bedroom," because I was looking at a bedroom and living room. And he said, "It'll be here. All we have to do is schedule your delivery time. So you'll have everything taken care of." He said, "But when that 12 months is up, you got to start paying it off or pay it off. And I was like, well, I'll be underway. I'll have the money. And it was like $2,800. So I was like,
Okay.
not a problem. I'll bank this easy because there's nothing to spend your money on when you're not here.
In the middle of the ocean.
And exactly. So I would periodically, just like anybody else, get a bill in the mail. And, you know, mail on the ship is not like getting mail at home. Sometimes it's like a month out and you finally get your mail. And you'd get your bill and it would say, you don't owe anything. Balance owed is 0. I'm like, or payment due is 0.
Right.
And, you know, that went on for a couple months. And one day I just kind of scrutinized this bill, and I'm getting close to the end of the cruise, but the balance had gone up. And I was told in 12 months, this is what you're paying when the day I bought the furniture, $2,800.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of pissed. But there was no way you can contact the furniture store company out in the middle of nowhere. So I had to wait until we got back, and the balance just kept growing.
Great.
And I couldn't find anywhere on there why it said this. It didn't make any sense to me. So we get back. I go to the store. Of course, the salesman isn't there anymore. So I'm talking to some girl, and she's like, oh, yeah, that's insurance.
Insurance.
I said, insurance for what? It sat in a warehouse for the last 6 months, and I wasn't even in the country. So what am I paying insurance for? And so, oh, you didn't want that. And I was like, well, no. And she said, well, it's on there now. By now, my bill is like $3,200.
Wow.
For
And I was
insurance.
In insurance.
That's what the insurance ate up.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, you fucking got me. I didn't see this coming. I couldn't find it on the paperwork. Well, fast forward a couple of months, and, well, probably a year, and I get a letter in the mail from a lawyer. And the lawyer's like, you've been named in a class action lawsuit against this.
They've been doing this a lot.
Who was it?
Fuckers.
Who was the company?
Yeah, can we? Yeah.
I don't know
I'll
if
ask the questions. Who's the company?
I don't know if because
Let's
they're,
name
they're,
names.
they're still out there. I mean, but they're not here in town. They're in like Jacksonville, bigger
You've already
cities.
won one lawsuit on them. What are they going to come at you with another one?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I didn't know anything about that. I've never been part of a lawsuit before. So I went to the Judge Advocate General and said, what the fuck? And the girl behind the desk is like, oh, yeah, just sign it, send it in. I was like, what's that mean? She's like, you've been named in this class action lawsuit. The only thing that's going to happen is you will lose 30 cents on a stamp. You've got everything to gain. And I was like, no
Hell
shit.
Wow.
Well, all right. This is a big furniture company, at least in Florida. I know they're all over the place in
Rooms
big
to go
cities.
fuck yourself.
They're gone.
And so anyway, you know, fast forward a couple months after that, and here's my settlement check. And I was like, I didn't want to be greedy. I just want to pay off my furniture, at least pay off the insurance.
Yeah.
So I open it up, I look at the check, and I said, I am fucking there. It's awesome. My check was for $12.18.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, class action, baby. The attorney got the other $98.
Well, you know, and then I had to ask that chick. I was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Yeah, the people that bring the lawsuit that were in Miami, they're the ones that get the most of the settlement."
Yeah.
Damn, but you won.
I was
you
like,
still won.
I
Yeah,
still won.
You won.
W.
Yeah.
Winner
Yeah.
Kevin.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Good
Do you
for
still have
man.
the furniture?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
My last story from the hurricane.
Yeah.
Katrina.
That's where it went.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, Ricky, what's your story?
I've got a great story. It just happened Thursday night.
Right on.
I was at Mike's house.
Did you see the man in the mailbox?
The
Did
man
he-
in the mailbox?
Yeah,
So
the
the
guy
guy that
that's
walks
always
on
on
the
the right
he
side.
wasn't there.
Oh,
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
weird.
Wow.
I
No,
think
didn't see him.
since we've been aware of him,
It changed.
it's-
The
yeah.
algorithms
I
changed.
think we've.
Now the program knows.
It was
to
a
get
month.
to it.
He
It was also
went
raining
postal.
very heavily at that point.
I was holding my breath after that podcast, though. We were driving home right after this.
Yeah.
And we were like, tensions were high in the car.
Yeah.
Did you see him?
Did not see him.
Oh, okay.
That's disappointing.
Never see him again. So I'm at Mike's house, and it's late, and we're like kind of sleepy, but we're watching this really heavy movie about this guy on death row who claims he's possessed by a demon, and the psychiatrist comes to like evaluate him to see if he's mentally fit to go through his sentencing. There's a lot of dialogue. It's basically just two guys sitting across the table from each other having like deep religious and psychological conversations.
Oh, okay.
It's
Super
fiction?
interesting. Fiction, yeah. And it's me and Mike on the couch and Mike's wife and roommate, and neither of the women are paying attention. Mike's wife is on her phone. Becky next to me is
Typical.
sound asleep.
Open mouth.
She's been asleep like the whole time. Not only has she been asleep the whole time, but like we're talking this volume, she's not moving at all. Mike's playing with the cats and like making noise, and
She's out.
this chick is out, not moving at all. Mike's like kind of squatting on the ground, like playing with the cat, kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. And I'm like super into this movie. And then all of a sudden, Mike lets out like a 7.8 Richter scale fart. Dude, it cuts through the silence like. But the best part of the whole thing is this chick who hasn't been awake the whole time wakes up like a
That'll do it.
dart and looks at me and I'm like, that one over there. It was that one over there. It snapped her right out of it. So
Did it make your eyes water?
no, honestly, I didn't even smell it.
Not stinky.
It wasn't a stinky
power.
one.
You were telling me that your wife is smell blind.
So, well, welcome to my house. My wife cannot smell, so farts are funny. So that kind of behavior is very
Yeah, it's encouraged.
it's
It's
hard.
encouraged. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and Becky likes burps, like you belch as loud as you can, and she's more impressed. So,
Oh, okay.
but it's really hard to behave that way for half the day, and then go into work, like when I worked in SPD,
Yeah.
and like so, 1/3 to 2/3 of my life, I'm just pushing them out, and then I'm not physically trained to like, oh, I feel the
Hold 'em in.
stop,
Yeah.
and so I'd just be in that back room by myself, and it happens, and then you see Sarah beelining it for the room, and you're just like, how do you stop her? You know, you're like, oh man, it smells like
You did stop me one time. You
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Bryce, don't come in here.
Yeah.
Something's
Yeah.
happening.
because I was.
I was like, thank you, Mike. That's very
He's typically
courteous.
honest about it. He's like, yo.
It's because I
just
respect
farted.
you, and I
Yeah.
didn't want
Thank
you to.
Yeah. Anyway, so
that's-
once again, my story's about Mike.
Awesome.
Maybe next week it won't be, but
Awesome.
I'll give you more good material. don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah,
Perfect.
something will happen.
Justin, how you doing up there? Good. Okay. What's your story?
Doing good.
What's your story?
Oh, I got a good one.
Let's hear it.
I got a good one. So, when I was
Another
we were
giant
living in
cooter.
Florida, oh no, this is better.
All right.
it's a butthole.
So when we were living in Florida, in Port Charlotte, and I think I was maybe like 9, 10. I don't know exact age, but we were fishing, and we had just got out there at Boca Grande. We were out, just throwing off the beach, or off the jetty, I think it was, and I'm throwing it out there, and out of nowhere, I hooked something behind me, and I'm like, I'm yanking. I'm just like hammering it home. I'm hammering it home. And I hear screaming, and all of a sudden I look back, and I had landed a giant, a nice hook like this in my dad's shoulder blade.
Oh,
Right. Buried it in there. And
you tried to cast
he
him
was-
out.
yeah, so I tried to throw him out. And I remember him being like so upset that we had just got there that he cut the hook off basically and left it in his shoulder blade for like hours. We were out there for 4 or 5 hours, and he left it in there, and we fished the rest of that. He was determined to go fishing that day. He was not leaving no matter what. It was fantastic.
And yet he was the prey. He got caught.
Oh yeah, he got hooked
tetanus.
good, and he still to this day has a giant. He has a scar like that on his back.
Nice.
wow.
It's good.
Did you
And
catch
then
any fish that
to
day,
go-
or just humans?
I don't think so. Just human.
Oh,
Yeah, just as my father.
that's too bad.
Your
And
poor
to go
dad.
along with that, in the kind of same sense of hurting him, a little bit younger, I believe. We were playing miniature golf.
Are you going into
And
another
I wanted
story?
to be- I'm
Segue.
segueing
Oh.
into
Okay.
a continuous hurting of my father.
I'll allow it.
So-
From your childhood to adulthood.
Yes,
It never stops.
as well.
I don't
Never
think you're going to be
stops.
in the wheel.
Is your dad still? Oh man.
Yeah, so we're playing miniature golf, and he's telling me how to, do it or whatever. And I wanted to be a golfer, so I decided to rear back and just
You were
like
going to
I'm
tee
gonna
off
hit
on
a mile,
on a putt.
and I clock him in the head. I clock him right in the temple, and I clean almost knocked him out.
It's amazing
cold.
he's still with us, having a son
It is
like you.
Wait, you have the
That's
same
my
mom
story.
or same dad?
Same mom,
Okay.
different father, but
Same mom.
I consider him my father because
Yeah,
he
okay.
raised me.
I'm
He's
thinking
a good guy.
Justin might not be in the
He's
will.
a good
anymore.
guy.
He did not deserve all this pain my brothers inflicted on him.
Would have been so
over the
bad.
years.
But Justin wouldn't stop.
All right, so yeah, you gonna say something, Raj?
No,
Kind of
I'm good.
like, like you and me. Same mom, different dads. You're apart.
J-
Same
Joan?
dad. Yeah,
Best mom I've ever had.
she's the best.
Yeah.
Ricky's mom is the best mom you've ever had.
Wu-Tang, hey.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
We're half brothers.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get
Brother
into
from another mother.
let's get into our questions.
Same mother.
Up first, we always have the Who question. I asked Mike the Who question this week. I'm going to ask Justin first because he's our special guest. And the question is, who is William Cooper?
Oh, William Cooper's a good friend of mine. He
Okay.
used to smoke a bunch of pot with that dude.
Is that right?
Coke it up. Oh,
This
we
checks.
coked it up.
Where did you meet William Cooper?
Back in the Colorado.
Colorado? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Vail. Yeah, we were boys in high school. Yep, me and him
You went to
go
high
back.
school with William Cooper. Let's actually ask the expert what he has found. Mike, who is William Cooper?
So strange enough, I just want to say I have this note about William Cooper, and I did write Justin's best friend on it. That was part of my.
Previously to his answer, that's how expert you are. As you
Yeah.
know the guest.
Yeah,
there?
we were there.
Wow.
Man.
William Cooper was an eccentric man. He was heavily known as a conspiracy theorist and not a UFOologist, but he had some pretty far out theories. He worked in the Navy for some time. He claimed to have come across classified intelligence documents while he was doing security gigs, which nobody's ever been able to confirm that he was actually in security. So he was big into conspiracy, big into UFOs, and actually both of those kind of groups of people kind of disown him by the end of the story. He wrote a book called Behold a Pale Horse. It's a pretty good read. I went through a pretty good summary of it.
I know this because of that book.
Yes.
Of who he is. And first time I read that book, I'm like, this guy is like schizophrenic or something. Something is wrong with this guy. And then as the years go by, shit started coming true in this book. And I'm like,
So
now it's like talking points that we all talk about now. Back then was just taboo to speak about. So that's how I knew about this guy.
I would speak to the accuracy of some of the things. I'll go over it piece by piece. And he wasn't wrong, but he also was kind of off the ledge. He also had a radio show that he held for over 20 years.
The Hour of the Time. I
The
think
Hour
it's
of the Time of Our Time is what it was. But so he really kind of a two-headed spear here. He was really into two things, and that was a New World Order, and then UFOs was kind of the next thing that he liked to do. And he had a lot of good theories that a lot of it has come true, to be honest. But for New World Order, we're talking like Illuminati. It's
Right.
kind of interchangeable term is what he thought, kind of above the table group that would eventually gain control of us.
Raj doesn't know who the
Gangbang.
Illuminati is.
Yeah, what's the Illuminati?
Ask questions. What's the Illuminati, Mike?
Well, the Illuminati was a real thing, but that's not what we're referring to now. It's kind of a
Now it's been like glorified, sort of.
from a conspiracy
no,
theorist
man,
point
fuck
of
them.
view.
Bryce, I'm sorry you asked.
Pretty sure,
That's right.
pretty sure
Now it's all on me.
Kanye is
That's
the
great.
chapter president now.
The Illuminati's like the lizard
Kanye?
people that run the world,
Not anymore, they
the
think
trillionaires that run
shapeshifters.
everything that we know nothing about. The true controllers of everything.
0.001 elite.
So William Cooper really
So
he had strategies behind how this New World Order would work, and it was through like economic shock and of like precision attacks. And he had wild claims of like these big bombings or like school shootings being heavily planned. And he actually named some of the things, and they're these huge problems that we're dealing with now that are like these school shootings and
And he was killed by the police.
he was with. That's gonna be my grand finale here.
Okay, sorry.
We're
Wanted
gonna get
somebody
into
to
it.
Yeah.
So, it's the New World Order using these precision attacks to really start bringing us down. He claimed that there would be completely random recessions and economic booms just to destabilize us as a people completely, that it's to keep us from ever being able to be any level of comfortable.
working.
Which
It makes sense. You take over the economy, you automatically take over the political structure that's wrapped around it, the religious structure that goes along with that, and et cetera. So that was.
Nope, 100%. He spoke heavily into psychological warfare, using a lot of like pulp culture and the news to control the
Right.
masses and kind of desensitize people kind of to the whole nefarious plot line. He was heavily believing in the only way to, this is where it gets ironic, the only way to combat any of this New World Order was to arm ourselves on an individual level and fight back, of which he was gunned down in his own home. So wasn't the best of plans. You'll get
He's kind of a controversial figure. You don't really hear a whole lot about this guy.
No. I don't think we need to talk too much about it.
Yeah.
He's-
If
We're gonna.
this podcast
Who's
take
that?
off, probably don't talk about it.
Man, I just shot ourselves in the foot, didn't I?
We'll get the initial viewing from it, and then they'll tell us not to do it anymore.
he
Okay.
heavily
We get a
believed-
warning.
Yeah, we'll get a warning.
Fernando, can you turn this down?
Can you turn this down? Roger wants to know.
Or
Yeah, the headset. Mine's
You
pretty
mean-
yeah,
loud,
but
too.
yeah, all of a sudden it just started blowing up.
Yeah.
There's a knob.
It was like when Mike was talking.
Blowing
So
up.
while you're working on that, Raj, he heavily believed in UFOs. He
You're
believed that
not.
we had treaties that we had signed
No
from
shit.
like '59. He has very specific dates.
That's mine. That's mine.
I heard it too.
Oh, was it everybody?
That's me going down. Can I have more, please?
You're doing everybody.
There it is.
Wow.
That's good.
That's
okay.
everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bryce lights going down.
Who's this going down?
Lights down.
Bryce.
Bryce.
Lights
I'm going down. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Go down.
I don't. I
Going
don't
down? Time to
mean
eat your
the
mic.
microphone down.
Well, it was.
Oh, okay.
Down, down, down.
There's a lot of kinds of down, down volume.
I think
Down, down,
between
Do we-
William Cooper
Yes.
and me fucking with the sound, we have just blown this whole podcast.
Time to go home.
That's it. That's another one in the bank.
Yeah, all right, that's it. Thanks for showing up today.
Raj, that's a conspiracy. Please wait your turn.
We
So
just lost
I'll start to wrap this up. But
Yeah.
Heavy into UFOs. He believed that
Just as
we
like
had
fucking-
treaties that we were allowed to experiment on
With
people
aliens.
with aliens, kind of in exchange for technology
And
but,
they could harvest
you.
adrenochrome or whatever it was.
basically, yeah.
Which is funny because
all
the
indicated.
new spoiler alert, the new Avatar movie. Apparently, they go and harvest the adrenochrome of whales.
Of whales,
Yes.
yes.
So
I love it.
weird. We're getting weird.
It tastes great.
I can't wait to tell mine.
And see, that's
Yeah.
the
Great
so
segue.
Awesome.
so
Awesome.
So that's the desensitization using like news and media.
Yes.
So like that kind of talk is very normal, and it actually doesn't repulse you nearly as much as it should.
And we've
So-
talked about this. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like you could see an alien, a legit out of the space
Oh, they
alien, walk
released-
down the street, and people would be like, "That's pretty cool."
Wouldn't even be surprised.
We wouldn't care, right?
Yeah, I think
Precisely.
at this point,
So
Try to
it's
have
hard
sex
because
with it.
he was very. He wasn't wrong
That's
about.
my volume
Raj,
again,
stop
please,
touching
Roger.
stuff. I can't even hear myself.
Roger,
can't hear
I'm deaf
anything.
now.
Man.
All right, guys.
We got to fix it.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Time out.
Time out.
Edit.
As it edit alert.
I haven't touched anything.
So you weren't here last time.
He died.
Yeah, right.
I'm back to life.
Somebody fell on you,
I fell in somebody.
and you fell.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
I fell
the
on somebody
issue is
too.
that when he turns around and looks at him, he's not eating the mic.
Got to keep your.
You
like
gotta
this,
keep like
move around
this.
the mic
So
like
that I have
this.
to raise him up.
Bring your mic to
Gotcha.
my
Like
mouth.
this. So this whole thing is mic's
Mic it
fault.
up.
So just move.
Yeah, you want to put it in your mouth.
If you're gonna face
I'm gonna
him-
double fist it and stare straight.
Yep.
No, but if you're gonna look at him,
Yeah.
then
You just got to
Do
kind of
this, yeah,
turn
just
turn
come
the
with it.
turn the
Like
mic with
this.
you.
Gotcha.
Just like this.
We got the
like
lesson
this,
last
like
week when
this.
you weren't here.
I'm locked into
That
Kevin.
is eating the
We're
mic.
good.
So we got the eat the
Yes.
mic thing, and then we
Eat
got
the
Okay.
we all got the
microphone.
lesson.
So this is Bryce.
Yes.
This is to yell at Roger.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop touching the dials.
the mic itself. I mean, just kind of
Yeah, you can move this thing.
That's
Bob and weave. Always eat.
Is everybody headphones okay?
Oh,
yes.
mine's way too
Can y'all
loud.
hear me?
Yeah, mine's
fine?
too loud,
Because
too.
I
It's
don't
just-
hear myself.
All right, so let's.
I think you're a little low too. I can't
Yeah.
hear you very much.
That's a low self-esteem thing.
I hear Mike great.
I hear you.
Oh yeah,
great.
Mike's blowing me out.
I hear Roger's good.
Way too loud. Yeah.
All right, so
Uh-huh.
you are
Mike
this
is
one
blowing
here.
everybody.
Somebody talking. Listen.
Hello.
Talk,
hello.
talk, talk,
hello.
talk, talk.
You're supposed to eat your
Hello.
mic.
That's better.
Talking to Kevin.
Way
Anybody
better.
else?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's better for me too.
La,
Mike
la,
said,
la, la,
yeah,
la,
yeah.
la, la.
Brett,
Yeah,
Can
it's-
y'all hear
it's
me?
still-
I can hear
low?
Brad now.
Brown
Wow, that's loud.
cow.
All right, great.
How now, brown cow?
He's
Kevin,
good.
say something.
Something.
Ricky.
Something.
Peanuts butter.
Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Everybody cool?
Good.
Penis butter.
I think so.
Penis.
A fiery fox fisted Francisco.
Ooh.
Call me.
A fiery fox.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
no,
hear
bro.
everybody.
I can hear everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's
I'll-
still it's
I'll
still a
look at
little
you now.
blown out, but
You are
Still
the
allowed
one
for
out,
you?
Yeah.
And you are this one here.
yeah. But when I did that, it fucked with everybody.
No,
Oh, I didn't do that.
no.
Oh, that's much better. Yeah, that's the one. You told me I was the first one.
You screwed up the first one, homie.
Yeah.
No.
And
Hello, hello. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
Of
of
how
America.
now,
Wow,
brown
now I
cow.
can't hear anything.
Roger, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Roger Jones.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
great.
So the sequence is this one, this guy, middle guy, far away guy.
Far away guy.
You,
That's me.
You're a far
Yeah.
away guy.
I'm far away guy.
And me.
You are the
You
far
say,
away
oh,
guy.
this is me.
yes, sir.
Not
The
these.
master.
Those are, no wonder I was messing with the masters. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's correct. That's right.
Test, 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 test. Okay. Got it. Sorry.
Better.
Thanks, fellas.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
All right.
The other thing
Can you hear
is,
me now?
I like a cat, but it casts a shadow on their face.
Oh, okay.
Shadow face.
That's your new superhero name, Shadowface.
Yeah.
Let me take it off.
Mm.
It would enhance your looks better
Oh, okay.
as far as the light.
Oh, all right.
When I was a shadow.
Enhance.
Yeah, take that
Brad.
shit
Or
off.
turn it.
He's saying,
turn
yeah,
it
take that
backwards.
shit.
Enhance.
Shadow Brad.
Yeah, put it back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even
That's
better.
what we need.
That's camping Brad right there.
Camping
That's a
Brad.
sweet spot.
That's what I'm
Sorry.
used to
Take
seeing.
off my glasses.
Don't take your glasses.
Take my glasses off.
I'll start having.
I don't want to mess the flow of things.
All
There's no
right.
flow. It's fine.
So
Yeah, I think I jacked up the flow. I'm sorry, fellas.
do you wrap up your?
I'll keep it. I'll make it quick.
Okay.
So, big into UFOs. He believes there's bases on the moon and Mars, and
human alien treaties.
human alien treaties. But then he was also willing to
Sex treaties.
say that aliens in general, although he believed extremely heavily on them, that the whole thing could be a governmental
Wow.
hoax to help usher in a new world order. You know,
Wow.
pull the trigger on it. That it's all just
Like a
setup.
global
So
catastrophe. to
even
get
though, even though he's seen the treaties, that those could just be cooked up to get us to desensitize and then pull the trigger on us. So the only other thing I'd like to speak to on him is his death,
yeah.
and that was that he was actually gunned down in his own home by police. Conspiracy, right? Not really. He was being served a warrant, and they actually waited 3 years. The warrant was on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon
Really?
in 1998, and they avoided serving him for 3 years out of fear of how he would react. And when they went to his house to serve it,
He started shooting.
he quotes, "I'm going to take out as many of you as I can if you're going to come here."
That'll do it.
And
Yeah.
he started shooting at the police. And I don't think it was conspiracy.
That's
I
not
think,
smart.
No, I think he just started
Yeah.
firing at
That's
the...
pretty much. I've had enough. I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Suicide by
Suicide
cop.
by cop.
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah. He was insane, but he did get some things right. I'll give him some credit.
Great answer. I'll ask questions. Kevin, where was this? Kevin wants to know.
He wrote it down.
Nice.
This is the way to ask a
I still
question.
got squeaked.
My best guess is California.
California.
Sounds right.
That's a guess.
That sounds
it's
right.
It wasn't on my notes.
It's where all the
I was
crazies
just
live.
curious.
New York City.
It was in
Didn't
New
know.
York City?
Never heard of this guy.
No,
Know
me
if this
either.
was here in
I
Florida.
believe his 20-year radio show was out of California.
I thought it was going
Colorado?
to be D.B. Cooper, you know, the guy that.
So did
yeah,
I.
Yeah,
I
that's-
did.
yeah,
That's
William
exactly
Cooper.
where we're
That's
going.
Billy. Oh, Billy Cooper is that dude who jumped out of that airplane with all that money.
I do know a lot about D.B. Cooper. If you want to hear me talk for another 20 minutes.
That may be another
Yeah,
topic for another
that's a
show.
That's another guy to talk about.
Moving on, we're gonna have the what question. Roger had the what question this week, and of course, Justin, our special guest, gets it first. Justin, what is the speed of smell?
Oh,
Don't ask Mike's
Goodness.
wife.
the speed of smell can vary.
Okay.
It can go anywhere from, you know, especially because I personally am a FARTriloquist. So I can
What is a
project my
FARTriloquist?
fart.
Okay.
I can project my fart at a speed of 5.6 miles an hour.
Have you done tests on this? You've clocked
Straight
it?
down the tunnel. I have a like they do with the gun.
A radar gun?
Wind tunnel?
Yeah. Got one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So what is the speed of
It
it?
can also go anywhere from like none, 0.
It doesn't
to
move.
5.6, I think. Yeah. Smell cannot move.
Smell can be
sometimes. It can
stagnant
be
in one
staged.
spot.
Yeah.
It's a very valid point.
Okay. All right. That's a guest answer. Roger,
Yeah.
what is the speed
Those
of
were
smell?
those are some of my really good points that I was going to make.
Wow.
Yeah. So first off, we got to figure out, you know, the brain, the olfactory epithelium gets the scent coming off whatever it is, and your brain recepts, you know.
That takes a little bit of time as well.
Smell of shit, whatever. So I'm saying that
Yeah.
the speed of smell depends on the smell itself. And you've got
Like the volume of the
yeah,
smell?
well, you've got different
It's all
kinds of smells.
relative.
You got like the ambush smell. It's like when you step in dog shit and you don't know it, and then all of a sudden you're like,
It's instinct.
someone just stepped in dog shit.
Okay.
Theory
it's
of
you.
smelativity.
Yeah, or you've got the like the double smell, like a piece of candy that you eat. That it's orange and now it's grape. That
Oh.
but as an
I
example,
like that.
I'm at a restaurant waiting for a table, and the waiting area is right outside the woman's bathroom, and the door opens, and I get this hint of like sour, moisty, nasty
Ooh.
smell, and I'm like, see this chick coming out, I'm like, wow, that chick's got a pH problem. Not 2 seconds later,
You connoisseur, you.
then the harder the punch in the mouth smell, and I realized this chick not only has a raging yeast infection, but just had explosive diarrhea.
yeah.
I mean, you're like, oh, it's that kind of smell,
Sounds
right?
like my kind of girl.
Yeah,
How was your dinner that night?
Yeah.
exactly. And then
I'll ask questions. How was your dinner that
Yeah,
night?
it was
Mike
good. It
wants
was
to
good.
know.
It was really good. And then you have visual smell. Well, that's just when you see like someone throwing up, and you automatically smell it. You don't have to.
You already know what it smells
You know
like.
what throw up
Yeah.
smells like,
Yes,
and
it's
it
a
kicks
visual.
in. So that's
Yeah.
that's a faster rate of speed
Yes.
than.
Yes. And then you have motivating smell.
Oh,
Food, the scent of a woman. All those smells travel differently, but
Interesting.
actually the speed of smell is between 1 and 6 centimeters per hour.
Really?
oh, wow.
Wow.
Per hour.
Yeah.
I really
I
wish.
believe so.
I really wish you would have done your demonstration.
Oh, dude, if I could have pulled it off.
That sounded
it'd
like a
been
great experiment. Maybe you can explain that, what you were planning
Oh,
to
sorry,
do.
1 to 6 centimeters per second. That's a little
Oh,
faster.
okay, yeah, that's
What-
faster.
yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to try to like bring in a fart spray and a stopwatch and do all this secret, and then when the first guy smells it and they're like,
Nice.
and then the
fuck is that?
yeah,
That would have
But-
been really,
yeah,
really
that
cool.
would have taken a whole lot of timing and
There's also like expecting something to smell a certain way,
Oh,
even when you know
expecting
it's
smell.
even when you know it's
Yes.
going to be
No, it
like
doesn't.
kind of
And that influences what it actually smells
yeah,
like.
like you ever pinch your
What was the
ball sack and
measurement?
then smell your fingers?
Yeah, the pinch and roll, and then you
The old pinch and roll and then you sniff it. and,
Pinch
like,
and roll.
It's not good, but
Yeah,
your
you
brain's
itch 'em.
kind of like, that's mine. Like,
when,
that's normal.
when I had my
was the
sebaceous
speed?
cyst, I had to
The speed.
squeeze it while soaking in an Epsom salt bath to,
Yeah.
to reduce the pressure. And I wondered if that smelled, and I kind of did. And yes,
Yeah,
it was
of course.
terrible.
Whoa.
Let's not fucking pretend like we've never done that. Okay, guys?
We like our own
that's,
brand.
That's normal behavior.
Everybody likes
Absolutely.
the funky
I
stuff.
walked in my own farts.
yeah. So that's a little slower smell. But if Kevin farts, man, it was
Right.
Mach, it was Mach 0.1.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You'll know. Yeah.
Our guest was very far off.
Oh, what do you have, Mike?
Oh, is he fact
1.6 centimeters per second.
Wow.
Translates to 0.03 miles per hour.
0.03
So
miles
either
an hour.
Justin is farting 10,000 times faster than the speed of smell.
Which is believable.
Well, he's got a wind tunnel.
Look at the hat that guy's wearing.
Yeah.
is the
That guy
wind tunnel.
farts.
Damn it, Brad. Reluctantly.
Fart master.
Okay. Anything else, Roger?
Nah, that's it. I thought
That's
that's pretty good.
Thank,
That's all I
good
came up
answer,
with.
Raj.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
That's very
But
scientific.
it's a
I
good
was-
fart
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, good applause. Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how you thought of that William Cooper question, because you read the guy's book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've
I'm gonna
discussed
check
that
this guy
plenty
out.
of
We've
times.
talked about this at work
Yeah.
a few times.
I don't know who it is.
Give it a read.
Yeah.
It's interesting for sure.
You should.
Um,
Good guy.
Okay,
like to
wait.
ask a
Sorry. You know the only book that I've read that Bryce has given me was called Perfume, and I got this, and now it.
What a great book
I'm
that
telling
is.
you.
Weird.
It's making sense.
I'm going to need another note card. to keep score.
Okay, here you go, Mike.
We'll try Brad at the top
Perfume
of
is
this
a
one.
crazy book, though.
That is
Yeah, it's a
that's
good
one of the
book.
best books I think
Yeah.
I've read.
It's
I
a
enjoyed
fantastic
it.
book, and they
Yeah.
made a movie that was pretty good too. Not as good as the book, but
There's a
it's
Netflix
really-
series that's in German that's based
Based
on
loosely
that.
on
Like they're
that.
fans of the book and
Yeah.
they kind of recreate.
Cool.
It's worth a watch.
It's really good.
Well, that brings us to our where question, which Brad is going to tackle for us expertly. The question is, Justin, where did the Mayans go?
Wow, that's a great question too.
That was a great question.
We're on fire this week, boys.
Yeah, these are great questions.
So, the Mayans, they went to a little market down on the corner of 3rd and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and they met up with another group. It was the Mayans versus the conquistadors,
Okay.
and they met up on the corner and they started like dancing it off.
It was a dance battle?
And it was a dance battle.
Noise.
So, and then like the Mayans were getting it, right? They were getting it. And then the conquistadors were like, let me show you how to two-step, right? And they hit them with a two-step. And the Mayans were done. It just wiped them out completely.
The conquistadors were that good a dancer that just
They
eradicated the
danced them
Mayans.
out of
they got
existence.
served.
All right.
They literally got served.
Okay. Let's check in with our expert. Brad, did they get served? Where did the Mayans go?
So I really enjoyed this question. We'll stick with the book theme. Has anybody read the book Celestine Prophecy?
No.
Yes.
Can confirm, yes.
Can confirm. I knew a few people have. So I choose to believe. So the book is essentially about this guy. No interaction is by mistake, and you can follow essentially like your gut, and you come across these insights in your life, and no insight will be revealed until you're ready for it. And essentially by the end of these 10 insights, you become more conscious, or you become more.
You get a higher vibrational understanding of
vibration.
consciousness.
I'm glad you said vibration.
Yes, vibration.
And so you like vibration,
vibrating.
don't you, buddy?
Are you vibrating now, Justin?
Yes.
I shouldn't even have squeaked that.
And
That's
so
fine.
anyways, I think that they lived by these insights, and they eventually vibrated out of our existence and into another plane of
Yes.
existence. And
Another
as we know,
universe.
Mayans, so I take a step further, Mayans use blood sacrifice a lot. We read about that. I think it goes along the lines of they were mapping out these other dimensions through the use of adrenochrome or DMT.
Here we go again.
So, yeah.
Now
Man,
I'm on
I'm
board.
so uneducated. I don't know what any of this
I'm
shit
reading
is.
all the
yeah, I
wrong
know.
Brad, please. What's DMT? What's adrenochrome?
So DMT is dimethyltryptamine. It's the
So it's like
most-
acid.
That's the most potent psychedelic known to man.
It's the best acid.
It's the best. So
Yeah.
your pineal
It's good
gland
shit.
in your brain produces it, and it's what makes you dream at night.
Okay.
But you can ingest it or smoke it,
Yeah.
and in a conscious state, and it'll take you essentially to another dimension.
I like to dream, man.
I've heard stories where groups of people who've taken DMT all seem to have the same hallucination.
Right, which is a shared hallucination. Doesn't make sense.
Right.
It shouldn't. It really
But it
shouldn't
always
happen.
happens.
You're on another universe.
Yeah, I've heard guys talk about it like in a religious experience. And what's the other thing?
And then adrenochrome, which is harvested from
The adrenal glands and the pineal gland.
that is same. And I guess more of it, if someone is traumatized and you extract it from something that
More potent
is more
adrenochrome
potent,
comes.
adrenochrome comes from it, and so that also, from what I've read, produces some sort of hallucinogenic state, or you come in contact with other beings on the other side of these dimensions and can kind of converse with them for a short period of time.
It's kind of like a consciousness wormhole, almost.
Yeah, a little bit. And so I think the
drink with
Mayans used this type of knowledge, and they vibrated the fuck out of here.
Crazy. They moved on.
They moved on from it. They're like, yeah, this is cool, but let's go there.
I really want to try some of that shit now, just sitting here thinking about it.
All right,
D-
I got
D-
some in this,
DMT?
this cooler here.
Yeah.
Start a shopping list for next episode.
Why not? I know a guy who knows a guy.
That's really my theory of where the Mayans went.
They just went beyond.
Yeah.
They're
Nice.
there now.
I love that.
Yeah.
So is DMT a street drug?
I'll ask the questions. Is DMT a street drug?
I mean,
Yeah.
I know people who can get it if that's what you mean.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it's out there.
Just, yeah,
What do
it's
they
out there.
call it?
DMT.
Wow.
It
man,
doesn't have a
There's
cool
no
name.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a handful of people.
I
who
believe
may
that
have
I
done
am
it at
too
this
old to
stage.
be part
they call
of
it
this
wombat juice.
podcast.
Yeah.
Wombat juice.
It's not common. Like you can
It's
get
not
some weed or
It doesn't
blow
have-
on the street.
You
but it doesn't
it's
have a
little
street
Go to
harder.
music festivals. It's around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's
that-
no street name for it. Well, we need to name that shit right here, right now, fellas.
Copyright.
I have it.
What is it, Justin? What is the name of
was
the street
fast.
name of DMT?
It's gonna be dirty mother trucker.
Okay.
You got any dirty mother
Yeah, you
trucker?
got
on
dirty
you?
mother trucker?
I like that. Yeah.
Motherfucker. Some of that shit.
Well, that's gonna like bleed into our next question, which
Good.
I asked Kevin the one question this week. I'll ask Justin first. Justin, when do you drop the boogie?
Right now, baby.
Yeah.
Right now.
we
we
should.
go.
Too bad we don't have background music.
Oh,
This would be
boy.
good.
Oh yeah.
Not only when, but how Justin is showing you.
I like that we were going to see his noodle
Drop the
pants
boogie.
no matter
No
what
matter
happened.
what. Yeah.
I thought it was special before, but
Show
now
us
I
your
realize.
noodle.
He's dropping the boogie in the noodle pants.
Is that like a cassette stack behind him?
Those might be video games
Video
or
games?
DVDs.
Oh,
like
okay,
video
yeah.
games.
DVDs.
What's the
Next
third
to
one
Paris.
down?
Third one down. God of War.
God of War. Okay,
God of
that's
War.
one vote for God of War. Kevin, when do you drop the boogie?
Well, see, in order to answer this, I had to first figure out what exactly
boogie
is a boogie.
All right,
You know, so here are my notes.
I love it.
One source of information says that it's to dance energetically, such as Justin was doing,
Okay.
to rock music. But
Rock music.
it makes me wonder because at one point, originally it came from an African American slang, I think,
Oh,
back in the 20s.
Wow.
So rock music wasn't really rock music back in the 20s, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
I think
It's more swing.
it
I'd go with that.
Swing
comes that
music.
direction
Yeah,
because
swing
it's
is
also
before rock, yeah.
related to jazz in a music sense. And there's also, when you look back and trying to figure out what the origin of boogie is, there's also a bad slang derivation that's completely offensive and absolutely racist that I won't get into.
Thank you.
So,
I think you should.
all I can say is
Oh,
it goes back a ways. You
Well,
know,
I
but
remember
I'm
the
not-
Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B.
See,
that's like
that's-
1940 something.
So in my quest to figure out what boogie really was, I've kind of like merged it in, or not merged it, but I've taken it in two different directions.
Okay.
Kevin's
And
quest
one
for
is
Boogie.
one is the musical side. I mean, we all know that. I mean, it's there's so many songs out there that talk about the boogie.
Name three.
I've got
I-
Earth, Wind, and
Boogie,
Fire,
woogie,
All right.
Ah,
Boogie Wonderland,
Sweet.
Cool and the Gang, Jungle Boogie.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Jungle
And-
Boogie.
But those are all musical ways
Boogies.
of looking at it. There's also the other derivation that goes towards the sexual side of what the boogie is. So, and then
Boogie on.
Getting
and
the
then you look
boogie
at
on.
and then what did ZZ Top come up with? Tube steak boogie.
Boogie
Ah.
Woogie. Steak Boogie.
What's a tube steak?
So, well, you have to look at where it's
How many
going.
questions
But-
are there?
So that's like the musical side of it. And it's funny about music is that it'll bring a bunch of different topics together. So when you're talking about, you know, the tube steak boogie is obviously a sexual reference, and maybe Boogie Wonderland as well. And there was a big song that came out back in the 70s called I Love the Nightlife that uses, you know, I like to boogie or something like that. So I think what music does is it brings both of those aspects together. And then you get into a movie called Boogie Nights. And that was done by a guy by the name of Paul Thomas Anderson. And
Fucking rocks.
which was really interesting. It was a great
Fantastic.
movie.
Fucking Dirk Diggler, baby.
So
And
good.
here's the funny thing about him was that my research discovered that in his senior year of high school, he always wanted to get into movies. And he wrote a mockumentary of the porn world called The Dirk Diggler Story,
That's what the original.
Nice.
which led him into the inspiration for Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, you got Kid Rock, Ball with the Ball.
Oh,
You know, and you talk. He's like, Diggy said the boogie, said up jump the boogie.
You got to say that again, Kevin. You got to fucking
Diggy
say
said
that
the boogie,
again.
said up jump the boogie.
What a poet.
That was nice.
And Kid Rock was asked, "Now this is completely weird. Where did this word come from? What is this all about?" And he said, "This is just nonsensical gibberish, but it all comes down to you can find the best out of anybody in any situation." So to me, the boogie is two things. It's a feel, and I think that's what we get from music, and it's also sex. So being the oldest single guy here, the last time I dropped the boogie in that respect was probably 2-ish months ago.
All
Good
right.
for you.
Way to go, Kevin.
Nice.
Wait a minute. I'm married, and I think I got that beat.
But then also in the music sense, I was boogieing coming in listening to Ghost.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my answer.
So basically, when you drop the boogies, when you feel like it.
I think it's all about expression. I think it's about feels.
Feels.
I think it's about vibes and positive energy.
Kevin gets my vote again.
Boogie equals.
Oh, man.
I love that answer.
Justin,
Yeah,
what are you
fantastic.
When I feel like.
I have a question.
Whenever you want.
doing? All right, I'll ask the questions.
Okay, I need to know. How do you get a tissue to dance?
How do you get a tissue to dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
Put a little boogie in it.
Man.
Very nice.
-1.
Okay. -1. This is really going to be a good punishment. I can't wait for this. All right.
A solid answer, Kevin. I love
Yeah,
it.
fantastic answer.
That was a
great.
good job, Kevin. Once again, you hit hard.
Had to do some research.
That brings us to Ricky's question, which is the how question. I'll ask Justin first. Justin, how do you tuna fish?
Oh, very simple. You get you hold it like a guitar, and then you grab it by its gills, and you get your finger in its gills, and you kind of twerk them gills a little bit, like you would a neck of like the
Like
tune in a guitar.
Okay. So you can actually tune a fish is what you're saying.
That is correct.
You can tune a guitar
may-
and you can tune a fish.
That's correct. You may tune a fish.
Okay.
I feel like
Ricky.
Justin's the guy they show other countries when they're like, "What do you think of America?"
What's your typical American look like?
It's him.
That's the guy.
That's him.
He's pull it
The
off.
one
You're
that
doing
survived-
wonders for our whole country, bud. Thank you.
The one that survived the tornado at the trailer park.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the one they interview.
Ricky, how do you tune a fish?
Well, this is going to go great with the answer that our special guest just gave. In order to tune a fish, you just have to move it up and down the scales.
That is nice.
So thanks, Dad.
Nicely done.
Thanks for the layup, buddy.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
I know.
Nice.
We were on the same wavelength with that one.
This is
Sweet.
perfect.
Yeah, lots of research went into that one.
Yeah. Well, I think
You know what's-
Lots
you know
of
what's-
time and money.
You
And
know what's funny though? I probably spent a good hour and a half Wikipediaing like long line fishing.
Yeah.
And then I got into this weird perfect storm tangent about, dying in a horrible storm, and no.
just
Keep it simple.
perfect scales and
Nice.
oh,
Give
man,
the
it's
people
great.
what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. Take it.
I was wondering if somebody was going to answer, well, you got to get a boat, go out there, you got to
Yeah.
have this bait, you got to have a balloon and float the line and
Not
wait
this
for
guy.
6 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you just, the
Yeah.
scales, man.
Move it up and down the scales.
Up and down
man.
the scales.
Nice.
I think REO Speedwagon has now. You can tune a piano, but you
Yeah,
can't tune
that's
a fish.
where the
Yeah,
question
yeah.
comes
There you
from.
go.
Yeah, thank you, Roger.
All right. Cool.
All right, so
You're welcome.
Extra point for Roger.
extra point for Roger. So
think.
that's
That's just because I'm old.
that's all our questions. We'll get into the dream round to wrap things up, and I'll start us off with what's my dream. My dream again has to do with death, unfortunately.
Come on.
I just kind of kept the same motif, I guess, with
I
my
get it.
story and my dream. Whatever, it's easy to remember that way. Nice. But this takes place. I was in the 6th grade, and I had this dream. One of those dreams where it's like you're convinced it's real. Like we're doing this. This is happening. The alarm goes off. I wake up in my dream. I get I take a shower. I put my clothes on. I go catch the bus for school. I ride the bus, and then this kid's like late for the bus, and a fight is breaking out in the back of the bus. And these two kids are just beating the crap out of each other. And the bus driver's yelling, and the bus starts to move and runs over the kid that's late catching the bus and kills him. This is in my dream.
Should have been fucking late.
It's like, this is why you got to be early. 5 minutes early, you're never late, right? But anyways, it bothered me, and I woke up. I was like, man, that's horrible. Some poor kid just got killed by a bus, but I'm glad that was a dream. And so I catch the bus, get to school and everything, and the morning announcements come on. They say, our heart goes out to this and this family. He was killed this morning, he was run over by a bus. Make sure you give the bus at least 10 feet in front so the driver can see you before crossing in front of it. Some kid actually got killed on the bus. And when they showed his picture, I was like, this looks a lot like the kid that was in my dream. That got killed. I shit you not, this is a real story. That I had this dream, this kid got killed by a bus. And the next day, that actually happened. Some kid got killed by a bus. Not my bus, though. But
Clairvoyant dream.
yeah, it was like a prophetic dream that... I'll never forget that. I mean, that like shook me that, well, this is really, really strange.
Or Bryce turns into a hellacious bus while he goes to sleep, kind of like a werewolf. But
Yeah, but bus
but
like a
devilish
transformer
bus.
werewolf.
Brizzle the bus.
Brizzle the bus.
clairvoyant
Get on the
or
brizzle bus.
hellacious.
Which is it?
Love it.
Justin, start us off. What's your dream?
I want him
Same
to
one as
finish
last
me
time.
off.
It's every time.
But you got to have a different dream. That's the only dream you have.
Does
No,
Mike know
I-
about this
I-
dream?
No, I
Oh,
missed
Will you, well, tell Mike and the rest of the 3 viewers that missed last week what your dream was.
So And it's a recurring dream. It happens every time, over and over and over again, every single time. So I go up this giant beanstalk. It's like this big around, like Jack and the Beanstalk, or like a big old beanstalk. I climb all the way to the top, and I climb through the mountain or through the clouds. I mean, I'm going. I get on top, and there's a diving board that I can jump off of, and I do every time. The thrill of it, at the bottom. Well, at the bottom, what I think is going to be a kiddie pool that I can like just splash it is a giant cooter. It's like, I mean, it's as big as a house.
Yeah.
And I just
It's as big as
splashed right in the middle of it, and then
Wake up.
yeah, and then I wake up.
That's the only dream you ever have. I guess I'll stop asking Justin what's your dream. That ruins my whole bit.
I had the cooler dream again.
Hopefully I'll have a different one soon.
Or at some point in your life.
This dream is so great that it's like I keep almost visiting it, almost like wishing it into existence. Like another, man, I hope I have that same dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike,
Wow, good.
what's your dream?
And I jump every time.
So, I've been having. I don't know if you guys know what a reoccurring dream is, but I can explain it to you
it's
at great length.
Apparently, he has it every night.
I think Justin just has.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
okay,
told
we
me.
know what a reoccurring dream is. So I've been having a reoccurring dream for about 10 years, and up until about 2 nights ago, it has shifted. And it's like a work stress dream. I worked at a pretty popular sandwich shop in like 15, 16 years old for a handful of years. And so for my entire adult life, once or twice a month, I have a dream where I'm back at the sandwich shop and I'm looking at the screen and I can't interpret what it's telling me. And there's like a new season of sandwiches out and I don't know any of them. And the screen's filling up and I'm like, how do I make a Snorlax salad? I don't know what it is. And
bologna, cheese, mayonnaise.
And it never works out for me. It gets really bad. But I've recently started a new job, and I would like to report that now I stress dream about being able to interpret impossible, like, nursing orders that I can't read. So last night, I was working in some sort of establishment. My buddy Dan, the one that knocks shoes off old ladies, was starting an ice bath, and we're like trying to read this, and he's like, "Oh no, man, I got to get it to 120 degrees." And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know why there's ice, so I'm like turning on the hot water, and then all of a sudden there's kids swimming in the water, and I'm like, they're gonna die, I guess. I don't know, but I gotta like, and I'm just looking at hieroglyphs, and I'm like, the kids gotta go, like I need 120-degree water because this is what I do, and I just stress stream about impossible tasks at work, I guess.
Right on.
Yeah, no more sandwiches.
No more sandwiches.
You've upgraded.
Dead kids only.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a very hot ice bath. 120. You're just dumping ice
Well,
into this.
I was more mad at him. I'm like, what kind of idiot adds ice to a hot tub?
Icy-hot?
He's taking one away.
icy-hot.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, Brad. 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Roger, what's your dream?
You ever seen 4.5?
Hey, I'll take it.
My dream is that all our pets live as long as we do.
Oh, it's heartwarming.
That's good.
That's good.
God, I fucking hope not.
I'm actually gonna squirt a tear right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a rough day.
I didn't believe that,
Sorry,
man.
Roger.
I can't imagine losing my
Make
little fur ball.
Yeah,
Come here, little fur ball.
Yeah,
little fur
yeah,
ball.
dude, get your cat in here. You win.
Get the mean one.
You win. You get your cat, you get to punish Roger.
Brad, let's bring our cats.
Come here, Ginger.
Brad, what's your dream?
It's more of a phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
So in a past life,
Phenomenon.
I used to do a copious amount of drugs. I'm not gonna lie or
Oh,
shy
yeah.
away from
Okay.
that fact.
My boy.
Did you
And
ever do
so-
this?
Wrong with that?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you ever do DMT?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, what's
yeah.
it like?
Yeah.
Unexplainable.
I'll ask questions.
It's like
What's it like?
trying to explain blue to a blind person?
Nice.
Any paranoia with it? Any kind of?
I mean, this just depends. It's all about set and setting, but depends on like where you're at and
Going in strong.
what you come in contact with. So I not
You must
personally
go in
had
strong.
a paranoid experience. I had a very blissful contact with another light being.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need
Did you
to.
guys?
Should I just explain that?
That,
No.
that sounds like a dream to me.
Whatever you want to talk about. man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's your.
Technically qualifies
Section.
as a dream.
Right?
It's all a dream is
it was
DMT.
dream.
DMT.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, sorry, Tori. I'm gonna talk about doing drugs.
Was this light being?
That's my wife. I'm gonna apologize. So
She's one of the 7 people that are going to see this. So.
yeah, I probably won't show
She'll
her.
get over it.
Yeah, we'll skip episode 3.
Episode 1.
So yeah, I smoked it.
Okay.
And you hold it in for as long as you can,
Like smoking dope.
essentially,
shit.
and then you feel your eyes start to vibrate.
Oh shit!
And in that sense, my eyes are still open, and I can feel them start to just like, it's like a buzz around your eyes.
First time?
This was the first time I'd
Okay.
ever done it. I was 17.
That shit's been around that long?
I've never heard of
It's
it.
been around forever.
God
Yeah.
damn.
It's an all natural. living
Oh,
things.
yeah. So I've probably done it. It was just called something else.
Yeah. And so essentially, through my peripherals, as far as you could see, essentially a rip happened, and it was like
Oh.
it's like reality just kind of ripped open,
Wow.
and it felt like I got pushed, and so I immediately got the feeling of I'm falling, and immediately like I'm falling, and I'm going through these tunnels, right? They're like almost metallic tubes, and it's just like you're suspended in space, flying at a very astronomical rate. And eventually it's like seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. You kind of pop out on the other side, and then I'm basically suspended in space.
Wow. Like dark space.
Essentially, yeah, just like a dense nothingness. But it's like very peaceful. And essentially, in the distance, I see another light coming towards me, and it's essentially this large light being. It's like a humanoid figure. And it had veins, and it was pure light pumping through these veins.
Wow. Was he
and
Mayan?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Okay.
it was. I'm a thinking.
This
it
is
was,
how you know you were there.
I see the time.
So, and then it essentially wrapped me up and enveloped me because I started to like freak out. In my mind, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my god, what is this? And it said, through telepathically, I guess there was no words actually spoken. It says, "Don't give in to the astonishment," is what I took away from it.
Wow.
And so I didn't, and it was like, I'll show you things. And what felt like days worth, I didn't know what time was. Time is just something that humans deal with. I basically stepped out of that time and saw different planets and different plants, different colors I couldn't really explain. And then eventually I came out, it started to fade. I start to deconstruct who I am as a person, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know who I am. I don't know what a human is. And I'm like, oh, I'm Brad. I pull out my license. Holy shit.
That's me.
And I look, and it's been 20 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
And in your mind, this was like weeks.
Yeah.
a
Oh,
month.
yeah. I'm like, oh, man,
Wow.
I got to catch up.
Well, and so how long does this last?
How long does this last?
I just told you 20
Oh, that's a
minutes.
question.
Yeah.
Oh,
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Is pretty average.
Yes, essentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
wow.
And that was like a dream trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm staying away from
I
that.
smoked salvia one time. I smoked salvia one time.
What is?
That shit's
And
scary,
they have
dude.
different grades. They have different grades, like 20, 40, 60, 80. And it was the very first time I ever done it. And they decided to give me, my buddy decided to give me an 80 grade out of a 6-foot
That's
ball.
what's up.
He went
And
for
I
it.
literally had an out-of-body experience. I sat there and I was like staring at myself on the couch with all my other friends laughing at myself. And I literally thought I was in there for like a solid like 10 hours. And they were like, you were out for 30 seconds. And I was just stuck. in this
Bryce,
guy. I mean,
yes,
I was
Roger.
stuck.
Will you ask the question?
Go ahead.
What's Salvi?
Yeah. What is salvia?
Salvia? It's synthetic weed.
It's a plant extract.
Is that the
Salvia is
stuff-
a plant,
It's a,
Fake weed?
and it's a condensed
Yeah, it's
version.
chemical.
Is that the
Yeah.
stuff the guy took and ate that lady's face?
It's a plant.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He was
That's
on
a-
bath
Is
Is
salts.
that the
Bath
shit that
salts.
gives you that alligator skin?
bath salts.
No.
That's bath
no.
salt?
Crocodile.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
crocodile.
crocodile.
Again,
Yeah.
back to the crocodilians. This is like our. We should have a mascot that's like a crocodile. I think. It's like alligator stories, crocodile stories. Kevin, what's your dream?
I have found that
Any
I
alligators?
lead a very sheltered life.
Me too. I don't know what any of this is.
Well, we can open that life up.
Yeah, we could
and,
change
and
that.
I
I'm
thought I was
coming
pretty.
now.
Trust
I'm
me,
getting
I've been
kinda scared.
around.
This could be episode 6 where
Yeah,
Brad,
I'm getting kind of scared.
Justin smokes salvia.
Brad might not do drugs,
I
but
think
I'll
it's.
do them if
I
you
think
buy
it's the
'em.
same
Right.
stuff. We're just
Over and over
old.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably
they
true.
just change the name
Yeah.
so that they can bring it back into the population.
Yeah.
It could be.
Change the name.
You know, I didn't really. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but if you have a dream, do y'all remember? Because I
Not always
like,
for me.
No, that's why I did really didn't have a dream.
I don't. I mean, the last dream I had, you're gonna crucify me again, but was somebody from work, and it was totally stupid because it was about Sarah, and
Is she naked?
no,
Wearing
nothing
pink?
fun. I even told her about it, and she's like, "See, I can't even get an
Probably
answer."
used the last of something.
But I
you
was-
didn't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody let me in on this.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just kidding. Actually,
Yeah.
she's really good about telling me.
Yeah, she's no.
She'll just leave a
No,
passive-aggressive
I went to her
note.
place to watch TV, but I have no idea where she lives. I have no
Street.
idea what. Also, I can.
I know exactly where she lives.
I mean, in my dream, it was like a very Florida beachy kind of
Yeah, makes
house
sense.
with
Yeah.
cool tile and pastels and lots of windows. I just went in, made myself comfortable, sat down, watched TV, woke up.
Wow.
Was there a hot pink coffin?
Yeah, was there pink
I did
everywhere?
not. I did not. No, it was
She's a big fan of hot pink.
She is a
Yeah.
big fan of pink, but I think it was more like the bluish yellows, pastel kind of Florida beachy colors.
All right.
I love
That's
her,
the
but
only
I'm,
one I
I'm
remember.
convinced she's like a daylight vampire. Like
Daywalker?
She lives
Daywalker.
off the sun. And when the sun goes down at night, she gets in her coffin and goes, okay. Just leans back.
I like the
Hot
impression.
pink.
Yeah.
Goes
An
to
inverse
sleep.
vampire.
Yeah.
She is always tan. So.
That and the blood of young men sustain her.
There's a blood theme.
Yeah.
I like the impression of, gotta hurry up and do this case. So we can hurry up, go home. So I can hurry up, go to sleep.
Soak up
so I
some
can hurry
sun.
up and wake up.
That's
I
my
can hurry
attitude.
up
Hurry up and go back to work.
Quick we get this
Fucking
shit
hurry up
done,
and
the
get this
quicker
case
we
done.
get out of here.
Ricky, what's your dream?
Okay. So this is kind of a scary dream. It's actually a really scary, traumatic dream
Oh.
that I started having when I was like really young, like kindergarten.
I hope I'm in.
And there was a series of murder. The dream is that there was a series of murders in my town, and it was a serial killer. And nobody knew what was happening, but the trademark of this serial killer was that they would like pull out one of the victim's teeth and keep it as like
Like a trophy.
a trophy. And I remember like I was really young, and my mom worked nights, and I would be like home alone with my dad, and like little kids don't want to sleep in their room alone sometimes, so like he'd put me in the bed just to shut me up. And like I had this dream, and I woke up next to him, and I went, "Show me your teeth." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Just show me your teeth." He's like, "Okay." So anyway, I keep having this dream, and every time the dream goes a little farther and farther, and then we finally unmask the serial killer, and it's my mom.
Oh.
And she hasn't been going to work at night, like she said. She's the serial
She's
killer.
been murdering people.
No.
So I wake up and I'm scared of my mom in the real waking world, because in my child's brain, I'm like, she's out murking
She's
people
a secret murderer.
and stealing their teeth every night.
Wow.
So
Nice.
like, I had like major
tooth
sleep
fairy.
issues. Like,
Yeah.
didn't want to go to sleep. Like, was afraid of my mom, and they were like,
She's
"What
the
hell is-"
tooth
and I was
fairy.
like, and that's how it came out. They actually took me to
What I was
like
gonna say.
a psych person as a kid, and I was like, "My mom's the serial killer," and they were like,
She's a tooth
"Huh?"
fairy.
And they thought I was like serious, like I knew some shit. So like, yeah, it was like an issue. My dad was working
Wow.
for the police
Awesome.
department at that point in time,
Unbelievable.
and like all this shit.
Oh man.
So I had like severe sleep issues as a kid because I thought my
I can
mom
imagine.
was killing people and pulling their teeth out.
And you couldn't say anything because
And I
it's your
couldn't
mom.
say anything because it was my own mom.
It's my mom. I can't turn
and they'd
my
be like,
mom
"What's
in.
wrong? What are you afraid of?" And I'd be like, "Nothing. I just don't like the dark." But in my head, I'm like, "You're killing
Does she
people.
hit
Just don't
you?
like their
No.
teeth." No. Uh-uh.
Oedipus syndrome or
With
whatever.
ethereal.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Edible complex.
I wonder what that
Justin said it
means.
was the tooth fairy. Your mom's actually the tooth fairy.
Maybe.
Imagine your 8-year-old looks at you
But
in
the
the morning.
tooth fairy
goes,
doesn't kill people.
I didn't tell you. Don't worry, I didn't tell anyone about the bodies, Mom.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I got your back,
I
mom.
hope she felt kind of good about that. Like I didn't sell her out until that.
Now
very
she's
last
like, you know,
moment,
that's a good idea. Maybe I should be
Maybe I
killing
should
people
do
and
that.
taking their teeth. Well, on that note, I think that wraps up our session, episode 3 in the books.
In the books.
Right on.
So
Ka-ching.
excellent job.
Awesome.
Special thanks
I
to
enjoyed
our
that one.
experts, our special guest, and our producer Fernando. Another
And I
success.
think Justin got like 3 puzzle pieces.
Justin put it, 3 more together.
Yeah.
You're still getting punished. It's
You know, he's asked for advice on how to do that puzzle. He just didn't start putting the colors in. He's like, "Hey, honey, how do you do this puzzle? So separate the colors, get all the straight parts." Yeah.
He's like, yep.
that's it.
Sick.
Oh, keep at it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to wait till next episode.
All right.
All right.
I'm not going to take a picture this time. Just
Yeah,
At
well,
this point,
honor
I don't think it
system.
matters.
hint,
Yeah.
hint,
I think-
wink,
I
wink.
mean-
If you want to finish that.
Yeah, it's not
order.
going to get finished.
He's only got
so.
two more sessions to finish that thing.
It'd be incredible.
He's got
I'm
probably
screwed.
998 pieces to put
screwed.
together or something like
It'd be
that.
super.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I'm screwed. I got 980 to go. 979 puzzle pieces on the wall.
Man.
One
You
fell
put
off.
puzzle together like you fart, man. You'd be good.
It'd be a lot faster.
It's an actual fart trophy. Trophy
Awesome.
from
Wow.
farting.
That was
And a
good.
puzzle trophy.
Nice, everybody.
All right.
We should have got him one of those.
See you,
Next
Justin.
Saturday.
Next
Later,
Saturday.
y'all.
I won't
Next
be here.
Saturday, you good?
I won't be here.
Okay, so we're not doing next
Nick.
Saturday.
Unless you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holding on.
I don't want to
Saturday.
kill. Can we kill Brad? Should we kill Brad?
I
Or
think
We
just
don't
kill
want to
Brad.
kill
Yeah.
Brad.
We'll just kill
Everyone
Brad.
else is
Yeah.
available. Don't.
Okay. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
You can do next Saturday? Okay.